Hello, beautiful people. I am doing a couple of unboxings today, so join me. Grab some chocolate. Grab a tea and chocolate, as I always say. I have my tea and I certainly have my chocolate here today. So, sharing two products that I am loving and I think you should know about so you can also love. And at the outset, saying that I only affiliate with products that I use and love myself. And these are two that I love. And I have the description. In the description is information about both. And let me know, chime in, let me know if you're on Facebook or YouTube. I'm streaming to both. And also, when I start talking about these products, let me know if you're familiar with them already. Before I jump in, I want to thank everyone that has reviewed Drina's Kind Kitchen on, look, it's double whammy here, one in the background and one up front. My publisher did that canvas for me. Some of you saw that on Facebook. I'm just going to scooch back and get it. Isn't that fabulous? It was such a nice gift that they did that. And it's just beautiful. It's such a nice keepsake. So we have to get that hung. I need my own office though. I'm working out of the dining room here, which is not a dining room. I was in the kitchen, but everyone's at home. And so it's too much. So anyhow, let's get to, so finish what I was saying about Drina's Kind Kitchen. If you are loving the book, and so many of you are telling me you're loving the book, thank you. Can you please add a review on Amazon.com? I have the link in the description, and I'll also add it in the comments here so that you can easily, easily pop over. So now we're going to talk about the good stuff. Well, the book is good too, I think, right? And the first one, I think a lot of people already know about this one. And disclaimer, I already did open this. So it's an unboxing, but I already opened it because I had to. So zip tops. Do you guys know about zip tops? Have you heard about them? And are you using them? Or is it completely new to you? I think I'm late to the game with zip tops. My daughter said, "Oh, Mom, I see those all over Instagram or all over TikTok." And I'm like, "What? How are you seeing zip tops on social sites?" Because, teenagers don't tend to see the same things that we're seeing. But these are quite revolutionary. And what I love about them, apart from the design, is that they're silicone based. They can be microwaved. They can be put in the freezer. You can eat out of them. It is food grade silicone and dishwasher safe. No BPA, no lead, no PVC, and no phthalates. Is that how you say that? Phthalates? Am I saying that correctly? Anybody chime in? I think I am. But obviously none of the negative things that we associate with plastic, with these silicone containers. But what I love about them is that I've been using, like Ziploc containers, for instance, for years and years, with how much I batch cook and making lunches for everyone. And those tops always go missing, or this is the worst thing. This is like my pet peeve with these containers. The manufacturer always changes the design just a little bit, right? Just enough that you've got to buy new ones, because like a whole new set, because if you are missing a top and you buy another set, well, then you can use the bottoms that you have and make do. But if they completely change the design, or they change it just a little bit, the lids won't fit and you don't have matching ones, and you've got all these mismatched containers and you've just got to like start all over. And so that's my pet peeve with those containers. And maybe you guys have had the same experience, right? And then you've got containers tumbling out of your cupboard. That's what happens to me. And I always put them up high. Why? I open the thing and they all fall down on me. Does anyone else do that? I do that. And I'm like, why am I doing that? But I think it's because I'm tall. And so for me to put them in a lower cupboard space, and we don't have a big kitchen, so I don't have a ton of cupboard space. If I put them low, then it's more of a nuisance than reaching up, because I have long arms and I'm tall. So anyhow, these are really clever design, and they come in different colors. I chose the blue color. And if you use the code that's in the description link, and I'll put it in the comments as well, it's 15% off on zip tops. And they do have, so I asked the gal about this that I was working with, and I said, listen, when I go to the site, it's, and I'm going to just add my code, it shows 20% off. And I said, do they get 15% and 20% off? And she said, no, they get the larger discount. So right now there's like a back to school discount. So hop over and get the 20%. It won't matter, I don't think, if you add my code. I mean, you could try, but I don't think it will matter. So let me just put that in. 1, 5. Oh, that was a 4. There we go. And there we go. It's in there now. Hello, Ollie. Would you like to come say hello? That's our dog back there. I showed you our cat the other day, Sherlock. This is Ollie. There we go. Hello. You going to say hello? He's a very anxiety-ridden dog, so he barks a lot. And he's stressed out by so much in life. It's a little hard to manage, but at home, he's a super sweet dog. But then if someone walks by the house, he goes ballistic. Or if he sees a baby in a stroller, it's really bad. All right, buddy? So if you pop over to the site, it's 15% off with my code, or you might just get 20% off, like as a sign up or just a back to school promotion, which is even better. So this set came with all of these shapes. Can you see that? And I'm going to show you how I've been storing. So I've been using the small one, has been great for our youngest Hope has been in tennis lessons this week. And I've been like popping snacks in this for her to take. She has different ones now, but I've been popping grapes or crackers in that. It's been really handy. I have some frozen cashews in this one. I talk about batch cooking, guys, all the time, and batch soaking nuts, raw nuts. So that's raw cashews. I just pulled that out of the freezer. Someone asked me the other day, which is what prompted me to do the video as well, because I was doing my queso video, my pumpkin queso made from pumpkin seeds, not nuts. I'll have to link to that video as well. And she asked where the container came from, because I have cilantro in there. And yeah, and I was like, oh, I should do a video, tell you guys what it's about. I've got some cherries in here, and I just have it partially closed, like let some air in and out. So I find that they're really, really handy for smaller amounts of food, and obviously for lunches. I found this size was, oh, and there's a couple in here. There's a larger one too. Right? That's great. I had some cashews in the fridge. Yes, cashews in the fridge in that one. But this size here was awesome for wraps. I did some lunch wraps for swim meet that we had, and I did some lunch wraps in there for my daughter, and look, that was perfect. It was such a great size. So that's zip tops. And I'm not hearing from anyone out there today. Have you guys used them? Do you know of them? And yeah, they're super great. And then the next thing, I did say get some tea and chocolate. So we're talking chocolate. Yay. All right. I found these at a local store, and the label looked like every other kind of protein bar. And I was like, are these going to be good? Right. And I wasn't looking for a protein bar, but rather just like a yummy snack bar. I was blown away by these. These are so good. I posted these on my site or on my page the other day. Many of you saw them. And again, disclaimer, I have unboxed, but this is called a sampler box. This is what you get if you order a sampler box. The company is Midday Squares. And this one says, I want it all variety pack. And what I love about these is they have no pea protein. So I'm quite sensitive to pea protein, I learned. It was creating a lot of inflammation for me, like in my joints. And I'm 50, and I find that like certain foods right now, it's just you're more prone to certain inflammatory issues as you age, right? So I'm finding I'm very sensitive to pea protein. And guess what? It's in a lot of vegan products, right? I mean, you guys can pick up any vegan burger right now. Almost all of the sort of meaty vegan burgers that are out there that are really trying to replace a meat patty, they all have pea protein. And a lot of snack bars. It's even I've found it in yogurt. I was so frustrated because my elbows and my shoulders were really acting up. I'm like, what's going on? And then I noticed it was in a yogurt I was using. And I'm like, why is it in this yogurt? I have found it in ice cream, vegan ice cream. So for me, it's very triggering to like inflammation. And this has no pea protein, which I love. It also doesn't have soy. And one of the flavors is, let me just see. Yeah, it doesn't have sunflower. That's another thing I'm fairly sensitive to. And two of them have nuts, but one is peanut butter. So sometimes you have like a peanut allergy or a nut allergy, but they don't cross. You can have peanuts, but you can't have nuts, or you can have peanuts, but you can't have nuts, or you can have nuts, but you can't have peanuts. Does that make sense? So there's options, right, for you. So this is how they look. This is the label. So this is what I'm talking about. Like I looked at the label, I was like, okay, that looks like almost like a sports protein bar, right? Like something you'd see in a gym. That's kind of what the label looks like to me. But I was intrigued because it said, you know, tastes great, vegan on the label. That's awesome to see vegan on the label, non-GMO and eco-certified, like just really looks like good ingredients. They are amazing. The peanut butter one truly tastes like a Reese's cup, but not as sweet. So, you know, you do notice that when you're eating more whole foods, you really taste a lot of sweetness in things when you're not eating as much sweets, right? And I have a huge sweet tooth, so I still eat sweets. But commercially sweet products are much different than when you make your own sweets. So I'm going to show you. This is the peanut butter. And there's two big squares in it. And the code or the link that I have. Hi, Shirley. Have you used Zip Tops or have you seen these? Have you guys seen these bars? Do you know of these bars? Have you heard of them? Do you know about them? So this is how they look. There's two big squares like this in the package. Is that getting a good visual? The chocolate on top is really thick and dark, like a really nice dark chocolate. And the peanut buttery layer is just sweet enough. It's like a snack bar meets a chocolate bar. It's kind of like when you want chocolate, but you don't want it to be sweet and you want something a little more satisfying, a little more filling. Hey, Cindy. They're just amazing. Cindy's one of my recipe testers for Drina's Kind Kitchen. So it's nice to see you here, Cindy. And then this is I've been having to hide these from my husband too, because he loves these. He'll eat too many of them and I have to like squirrel them away because he'll just like eat them way too often. So I have to kind of hide them. So I've been saying, no, you can't eat them yet. They're for my video. He's like, when are you doing the video? And I'm like, oh, I haven't got it done yet. You can't eat them. So I'm not going to tell him I have this video done. Don't tell him, okay? It's a secret or else he'll eat them and I want more for me because he eats them way too quickly. Okay, so here's the, oh yeah, so Cindy's saying she tried them and they're amazing, right? Now, Deborah, what's always in your fridge, the Midday Squares or the Zip Tops? Here's the fudge, yeah. So this was, I think this was the first flavor I tried and it's really deep chocolate. Look at the thick layer of chocolate on top. Can you see that? I'm trying to get the light on it so you can see it. They're so good. And I'm just going to crack it. Can you see that? Like the light is not hitting it right, so you can see just how thick that top layer of chocolate is. They're so, so good. Honestly, I have not tried another bar on the market that is as good as this because it tastes like you made it at home. The base is like making a bliss ball or something, right? Like a date-based square, like a date-based brownie almost, but not sweet. And then the chocolate is really dark chocolate, but not too bitter. It's just like just sweet enough. Cindy says she's tried all three and now she's ordering online. There's 15% online if you use the code, Cindy. And then the other flavor is almond crunch. So the reason I tried Fudgia first was I was having all these, not all these, but I was noticing some food sensitivities and I had a test done. Pea protein came out like boom. Peas, actually green peas. And that's why, because of peas in general came out really big because of the pea protein. And I was mildly sensitive to almonds. So I didn't try the almond one right away. I went with the Fudgia and the peanut. The almond one is a little more crumbly, but still good. So I'm going to show you the almond one. This one is called, what did I say? Almond crunch, is it called? Yes, almond crunch. So this one looks like the chocolate has little bits of almond in it. You can see more almonds and goodies in the base. Definitely a little more crumbly. It's almost like so good. The base is almost like having a crispy Rice Krispies in the base. That's what it's like. It's got that little bit of crunch. So it's hard to pick a favorite. I go between the Fudgia and the peanut all the time. They're my two favorites, Fudgia and peanuts, the peanut. But if you love like a Reese's peanut butter cup, you will absolutely love this. It will be like divine for you. On their site, what's really cool about Midday, and they're a Canadian-based, local Canadian-based company, but they ship to the US. I think the story was kind of a cool story. She was making them for her husband, who was eating too many like Henry bars at work. And she said, you need to eat something better than that. And she created this kind of prototype and people were loving them. And they said, we got to do something with this. And so that was kind of their story. And I think it's fabulous what they created. And their packaging, like it doesn't always, to me, like the packaging doesn't jump out at a store. Maybe it was all black and white, it might, but they are absolutely amazing. And on their site, what I was going to say is you can get samples. So they give you the option to try the samples first. And then if you like it, your order will go through. I think it's something like that. Like you have an order on hold, I guess, if you try the samples and you like it, and then you go back to order. So that gives you a chance to just try it and see what you think, which I think is such a cool idea. And they say that that program has been so successful because people try it and really see how good they are. So if you use the use the code, there's an automatic 15% off with that code. You don't have to enter with that link, sorry. You don't have to enter any code. If you just use the link, you get 15% off automatically. So that's a good one for you. So that's it, guys. I want you to try these goodies. Like you'll love the bars. And then these zip tops are, like I say, they're pretty revolutionary. I think they're amazing. I'm hoping that they will come out with larger size, like really large, like this size, that you could store, say, leftover rice in or leftover pasta, or use for, say, cereals or grains and like rolled oats, like big sizes. I'm hoping they will do that. Right now it's the smaller sizes, but they're different colors as well, which is kind of cool. I like the blue, but you can get white and pink and that kind of thing. So you're welcome, Cindy. Yeah, stock up, right? And Cindy says my two favorites are her two favorites. Yeah, I think there's something about the texture of both of those that's really appealing, right? And the flavor as well. So that's it, guys. And one last request to please add a review of Drina's Kind Kitchen on Amazon. I know I'm asking a lot, but if you don't ask, you won't receive it, right? You've got to ask, because people don't even think about it sometimes. And I get messages which are beautiful. And I'm like, oh, can you please share that on Amazon? Because it's just a lovely thing that they're sharing with me. So it's really nice when other people can read it and know more about the book and your perspective on the book from you. Okay, so I will end it there. Have a really beautiful weekend, guys. I might be back during the weekend with a demo video. We'll see. If not, have a beautiful weekend, and school starts next week here. I always sing that Staples commercial. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, I do not have a singing voice, but I love to share that one with my 16-year-old who's going into grade 12. She's like, stop, Mom, just stop. But it's time, right? The kids got to get back to school. Anyhow, have a beautiful weekend, guys. I wish you many, many blessings, a lovely weekend, and I will be back when I'm back. See ya.